Oh, can we join Alan in? Because he's trying to call me and it's exactly the same thing as last month. How do I get Alan in on this? Yeah, I suppose we better.
He is driving the bus next time, so we should probably get him on.
Yeah, please, for crying out loud. For crying out loud, let him join in.
See, now I've got the Vinger bus to the Geordie bus instead to the theme of the Vinger bus.
Yeah.
God.
The Geordie bus is coming, and it stinks on Yuki Brown ale. Windows are all broken. Do not go anywhere near it.
We need a remix of that. I'm very sorry that I need to hear that now.
Welcome to the Conquistabores. Tonight, the Conquistabores celebrate the final WCW pay-per-view with WCW Greed. Making their way to the ring tonight, the dog-faced gremlin Phil Doyle, Buff Cameron Phillips, Bam Bam Ewan Taylor, and Geordie Allen Milburn. Only tonight on the Conquistabores.
Right, Al, are you in the bath?
No.
Have you had your dinner?
No.
Are you having it right now?
It's coming out in about half an hour.
Yes!
What is it tonight, Al?
Lasagna tonight.
Lasagna? Oh, where's the lasagna from?
Aldi.
Hey!
Oh, wow.
Hey, an Aldi lasagna.
Choice, but there you go.
All right, I thought you'd be buy. Well, I was going to say I thought you bought it from Cranston's, but it won't be bloody open. So.
No. Yeah.
What did Kevin say? He said food, didn't he? I think it was his first pick.
Yes.
Well, yeah. I thought it was either going to be just off the bus, but where are you going to go?
You could have been going to Aldi to get the lasagna, and this is him coming home.
I think there's about 17 Aldis in Carlisle itself, so you're never more than like a stone's throw away.
It's weird how they open them so close to each other, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like, why have you bothered?
We've got the Aldi, and then literally around the corner there's a Tesco, and then there's a Lidl about 2 minutes up the road from that. Then Asda's out in the world of its own.
Wow.
There's an Aldi Lidl within like 5 minutes walk from my mum's house.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Christ alive. What a time to be on Earth.
I know.
What a time to be alive.
You can't have an empty building these days without Aldi taking it over.
They're like pound shops were 10 years ago.
Pretty much.
True, yeah, it was either pound shops or bookies, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm resisting making the joke about Germans invading again because, well, Aldi is a German company.
It's true.
It is true, yeah.
This is the start.
I think I made a German joke in front of all of our nursery people when someone was young.
Oh dear.
No, I had a great bit because it was at Christmas and there was like a German market in the main bit of town. And I had this great bit about how they were kind of treating Debenhams like Czechoslovakia. They were going to go through there, then down the high street to get to cracking. It was a great little bit of comedy.
Oh my god!
And we sat in a pub, and I didn't realise the person on the table next over from us was one of the people from my nursery who looks after my son every day.
Ta-da!
Oh dear God!
Yeah.
Oh, your name's on a special list now.
Oh no, it was because there was that. There was we just bought our first house. I went to the pub to celebrate, and in a fit of sheer exuberance, bought a bottle of Magners to celebrate. And I arrived. I looked at my watch, and it was 4:45, and the nursery kicked out at 5 o'clock.
All right.
And it was a quarter of an hour walk to get to the nursery from where we were in town. So I was like, well, I spent £3 whatever it was in this Magnus. I'm going to drink it. So I slammed the Magnus down, stumbled up the street, and was like on the give me my son, stinking of cider. So there was that. There was them seeing me, the German bit in the pub, and then we were on a works night out, and I got drunk and tried to climb on a JCB where they were doing some works in town. And somebody from the nursery saw me doing that. So like all these three things happened in about a 6-month cycle.
Right.
Yeah.
So the reputation you have in your local area of being the drunkard that came to the nursery to pick up his kids is entirely unfounded then?
Yeah, well, yeah, because that was 10 years ago. So it's all fine.
10 years ago, you've recovered since.
He drives the JCB when he's out on a drink.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
And I've not embarrassed myself at the new nursery yet, so.
Oh, fair
time.
enough. That's okay.
There's
But you had
time.
to. I noticed you had to move.
No, we moved nurseries because we moved somewhere else. But that's by the by. The point is.
By the by, yeah.
The point is, it's all fine. I'm still allowed to have both my kids.
Well, that's always
Good. That's always good, as long as it's not been taken away.
It's always a bonus, that, isn't it?
Yeah, that was always a bonus when you know the social, so you're allowed to keep your kids. Yeah, it's always.
You know what? You can keep them. I don't think anyone else will take them, to be fair. But
you're fine. You're okay. We don't mind you having responsibility for them. Yeah, that's okay. It's all good.
Yeah.
Another question for Al, by the way.
Oh.
Yep.
Have you actually watched this show?
Yeah.
All of it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Well, you know
Call me
what?
crazy, but I'm not convinced.
I discovered that all I had to do was watch 30 seconds at the end because they just tell you what happened in all
Yeah, I was going to put that is on my notes. There's a bit of a sort of time filler highlights package at the end.
I could have just watched that. I didn't know that was on.
Anyway.
Oh, yes.
So so Al's watched the 30-second recap at the end. That's good.
I must admit, I watched edited version of it.
To be fair, I think that's how we're mostly watching wrestling these days. Is the edited version.
I'll give everyone a heads up from the start, by the way, that this is the first wrestling show that Kyle sat with me to watch the whole thing.
Oh boy. What a lucky child.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still allowed to keep him. It's fine. The social say it's fine. And I've got occasional notes about Kyleisms that he observed.
Looking forward to
I can't
this.
wait to hear this.
I'll interject with Kyleisms every once in a while.
Did he watch any of WrestleMania?
Yes.
What was the opinion of the WrestleMania in the empty building?
I would probably say it was about as good as they could possibly do considering the circumstances.
It was weird.
It was really weird, yeah. But it's the best they could have done.
Here's the length of my WrestleMania watching. I watched the sort of intro video, this went on too long, then it kept going, then I saw Gronkowski, then I turned it off.
The intro video was stupid as anything.
Yeah.
Oh, the pirate thing?
Yeah, with the voiceover.
That was so obviously what the original video was supposed to be.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it was meant to be like a whole pirate theme, I think.
Pirate-themed Tampa Bay thing going on,
I mean,
you can just imagine the set, couldn't you? Imagine the big pirate ship on the top of the ramp. Oh,
yeah, it must have been. It must have been a pirate.
It was amazing.
Well, it was kind of did they not do that like maybe 10 years ago with something? It was they all walked out of some structure. I think in New Orleans where they walked out of like a giant like carnival head or something.
Yeah, it was the Mardi Gras.
What was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I thought the Funhouse match was a brilliant postmodern critique of John Cena's career.
You're being very kind.
At all.
I thought it was good for that
masterpiece. Genuinely did. I thought like to have somebody let their career be torn apart like John Cena did was very brave.
It's John Cena, so it doesn't really matter because he's John Cena.
Yeah, but he's gone forever. He's vanished into the Funhouse. So that I really liked. The Bonehouse was, Biker Taker doing Biker Taker things.
Basically, yeah.
Well, was it not like because it was like pre-filmed and they could like obviously refilm bits that cocked up? Do you not think it was like the best Undertaker match at WrestleMania for about the last 8 years or something? I mean, when was Undertaker's last great match at a WrestleMania? I'd say probably 26.
26. I was going to say
Punk.
Oh yeah, I would say yeah. Punk at 29.
Yeah, okay.
Punk at 29. I'll give you that. Right. So it's been a good 7 years.
Yeah.
Since we've had a decent Undertaker match at WrestleMania, and to be fair, I think the Boneyard match was fantastic for that.
Yeah. Apparently the bit we cut his arm was a mistake, but they kept it in because it made it better. If that makes sense.
Oh, the bit with his arm bleeds.
Yeah, when he smashed the window, like didn't. It was a genuine like accident when he cut his arm, but they were like, "Oh, we'll just keep it in because it makes the whole thing better." So.
I had flashbacks to when Goldberg did that to a limo in WCW and like cut his arm that bad he was off for months.
Yeah, he tore two tendons in his arm, didn't he? Yeah, and that was Goldberg out.
They were going to put a fake window movement. Said no, just punch the real one, it'll be fine. That didn't work out well.
Nothing works out well for Goldberg Greed, does it? Let's be honest with ourselves.
Well, WCW in general.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Speaking of,
hey, see what I did?
Yeah, exactly. We were getting there. There's no Goldberg in this, obviously, but So was it?
I'm just gonna go there. There is a quote in it that's something like, was it Goldberg will never appear on WCW television again?
How could you have possibly seen that in the 30 seconds you watched?
And how right they were.
Well, yes,
That's a good point.
it's
Yeah.
probably the only example, as we'll see later on, of WCW living up to a stipulation. But never mind. Anyway, I think it was you that chose this, wasn't it?
No, it's me.
Oh, was it Phil? All right,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Phil.
Yeah.
So
Well,
why, Phil, did you choose WCW Greed 2001?
Because you were going to pick it, Ewan, and you didn't. Cameron, sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything. Why am I getting blamed for things I didn't do?
Yeah, Ewan's got better taste.
Thank you.
Because Cameron was going to pick either the Royal Rumble 2000 or this, and we went
Yes.
for Royal Rumble 2000. And I thought, you know what, I want to do a WCW one because it was like, was it like Heaven and Hell were your picks, like the best
It
and the
was.
worst?
You can either have a good one or a bad one, because obviously the problem we've got sometimes with this podcast is we like to pick good pay-per-views, but then there's not really much sort of comedy thing because we're all sort of busy going, this is amazing. Whereas if we go the opposite way and we do a terrible pay-per-view, it's a really pain in the arse to watch, but it does mean we all get comedy mileage out
Much
of
more
it.
entertaining. So I thought, you know what, I'm not letting that one get away. Let's do the last WCW pay-per-view. And we also kind of did the first one with Starcade.
Yeah, I was going to say we did the Starcade 83, didn't we? A little while ago. Well, a little while, like a year ago or something, more than
18 months, 2 years ago.
But
The
yeah,
last
probably
se-
18 years ago.
Did it in the last decade.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in the last decade. All shows were in the last decade. Anyway, so.
If it's professional wrestling, then it must be Greed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first WCW Greed pay-per-view. And on this 18th day of March, one day removed from St. Patrick's Day, in the year 2001, the Jacksonville Coliseum is lit up for WCW World Championship Wrestling. And it's great to have you with us, wherever you are around the world, for this night of WCW action.
We are, as we say, in Jacksonville, Florida, on March the 18th, 2001.
Yeah.
We are
Sorry, to interrupt. You might have to edit this bit out. Can anyone hear anything on my end? Like,
No.
no,
I can hear
sorry.
you. Should we
No.
be hearing you?
Nothing. No. Sorry, the hamster's out, and I just want to know whether I should move. He's on his wheel. If no one can hear it, I'll
Is he rolling around his wee wheel?
yeah.
Did anyone else see
Aw.
that coming? Because I didn't.
No, I didn't. I don't think hamster was ever going to be mentioned.
I did not
had
think.
hamster.
Well, maybe ex-hamster, but
Congrats.
not a real hamster.
And we all got like pets and things nearby, because I've got my cat nearby.
My dog's with Flower.
No, they're downstairs.
Well,
Right,
I should
okay.
let little Flash stay on his wheel, and you keep going.
That's the pet roundup then. Everyone's favourite section of the podcast, we talk about the pets. So WCW Greed 2001.
Yes. As I was saying, Jacksonville, Florida, March the 18th, 2001. We are 8 days away from the last ever Nitro and the WWF sale going through.
This is on March 18th.
This is, March the 18th, 2001.
WCW is bought on March 23rd. And the last Nitro airs on the 27th.
In the 26th. It's the last Nitro.
I think I got wrote down 27th. Apologies for that.
Two Nitros after this.
Yeah, he's got. You've only got two more Nitros after this. You've got the next Nitro the next night after this pay per view, and then the one the week after, and that's it.
Which was the Vince has bought the whole world episode.
Yes, we'll get to the whole, Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff.
It has a crowd of 5,030.
Which
Doesn't look like that many.
The depths that WCW had fallen to in this final year. The fact they could still pull 5,000 people was impressive, but then you look at the arena and go, oh.
Yeah, I was just kind of looking
Big
up
sections are empty, aren't they?
the actual capacity of the Jacksonville Memorial Coliseum. I can't actually find that a wee minute. I wish I kind of looked it up at the moment. Capacity is listed as 10,276, but that is now. So I don't know if it's been extended in the meantime.
Yeah,
probably.
So I'm not sure.
I don't know, but you can see like some sections of that are like proper, like the opposite of the ramp, like that kind of side of the ring. It's like the whole top section just looks completely empty.
Yeah.
And I swear, like the first row seems really far back from the ring.
I think that was just to perhaps give the effect of there are people there.
Because it looks like they could easily get like another row in between the ring and where that front row is. It seems really, because like you always think about the kind of Attitude Era kind of time, and like the crowd always seems like right on top of the ring.
I think it's about half full. Let's put it that way.
Not exactly hanging from the rafters.
Not so much. No, I think we are not exactly sort of like amazingly, fantastically. Yeah, fact. It opens with a Steiner versus DDP package. That's your main event of the evening. The whole storyline seems to be that as tough as Steiner is, if DDP hits the cutter, that's it, it's over.
That was like every single DDP thing, though, wasn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. That was DDP had the most lethal finishing move in all of wrestling for a good year or so, didn't he?
Yeah.
The fact that the cutter was going to do anyone in.
And also, I've got to say as well, when it opens up with the new WCW logo, it's a terrible logo.
What the kind of like sort of
weird
pipeline thing, yeah.
This is the weird era of WCW where they were trying to go through with their sort of evolution into this. I'm not sure if they're trying to get away from, we're the old school to sort of we're trying to be new school, but at the same time we're going to keep things the way they are.
It feels like rebranding.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of talk on the show, the future and youth and that sort of thing, which doesn't really, like, they talk a lot about, we've got the youth and, there's a lot of future and, like, young stars coming up, but not across the entire card.
No question about that. Lobbying for in WCW is about opportunity. And the WCW promoters are giving Wee Wee and this young man, Jet, an opportunity here to go one-on-one tonight.
No.
Well, when you think about it, all the people that have kind of been holding WCW to ransom over the last sort of 2 or 3 years have kind of gone. Scott Hall's gone, Nash is gone, fairly recently, mind.
Still all under contract, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all still under contract, but they're not like appearing on the show on a regular basis or working there.
Didn't see Steiner's basically killed them all, essentially.
Essentially, yeah, that seems to be the storyline, that Steiner has basically killed all the high earners of WCW.
Yes.
All the top guys in the company.
Killed basically all the marquee names.
Yeah.
Scott Steiner and Yul Brennan, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we get that reference?
No.
They call themselves the Magnificent Seven.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, there we go, yeah.
Okay.
I was for a minute, I was like, Yul Brennan, what?
I was like, did Steiner do songs from the King and I don't remember that. I want to put it past him in his promo, to be fair, but yeah.
Yep. Our opening contest is...
Oh, what an opener it is.
It's a bonus match.
Yes, it's an unscheduled match.
That was advertised, it would have sold the arena out.
They would have had that extra 5,000 completely.
Yeah, would have turned up for these two.
This is Jason Jett versus Kwee-Wee.
Yay.
No clue and no clue.
Jason Jett is the former Easy Money from ECW.
ECW, yeah.
I thought I'd seen him before.
Yeah.
I love his hair, by the way.
Oh, his hair is amazing.
Yeah.
And Kwee-Wee
is...
I have no idea.
We're talking about his hair, yeah.
Didn't it? I think I wrote it down. Was it like is it the aliens from Babylon 5?
I think in effect he's balding and he has to kind of comb it up the way to hide it.
I'm sure it's Babylon 5. I might have to tweet that afterwards, but I'm sure there's some aliens from some sci-fi TV show that've got hair similar to what he has when he strides out in his pink trousers at the start of the show.
Yeah, but I mean, you've got Kwee-Wee with his pink trousers and his comb up. You can't really even call it a comb over. It's a comb up.
Comb up, yeah.
And you've got Jason Jett, who can't really seem to decide whether he's got wearing trunks or just trousers
as well.
Because
weird
they're a bit of both.
Things.
Weird kind of chap things going on. It's like, why? What? I've never seen any wrestler in my life wear that kind of gear.
Yeah, it was very different.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I mean, to be fair to them, though, they kick it off into pretty. This is a pretty pacey start when they get going.
Yeah, I mean,
I really. I thought the match went a little too long. At one point, I thought if it ends here, that was a really good match, but they kept on going for another few minutes. Where I don't think
it was about 12 minutes long.
12 minutes, 17 seconds.
I was quite enjoying it at one point.
There's like dive to the outside. There's like standing moonsaults on each other. It's not a bad opener, is it?
Well, I think the bottom line is the two of them were given an opportunity, and the pair of them tried their best to, get something over.
Yeah. And it isn't that kind of like, the kind of cruiserweight, high flying style. That's basically become like the default style these days, isn't it?
And at this time as well, WCW were using the cruiserweights as basically window dressing of saying, hey, come for the cruiserweights, but stay for the horribly booked storylines.
Yeah.
But they had the talent, they had the young guys, they had the Rey Mysterios, etc. And their main selling point at this point was, hey, we've got the cruiserweights, we've got the future of wrestling. Come see this, where they'll be on Nitro for 20 seconds, but then you get a 45-minute Hulk Hogan promo about the inside of his asshole or something. I don't know.
Even Hogan's not there then.
Nope, that's true as well. Hogan's gone.
But then, I say they talk a lot about like about the veteran wrestlers and they got the talent for the future and that kind of thing. I think they clearly learned that they can't rely on those. Excuse me, they can't rely on the old guys because they're not what drove the company to where it was.
If only they'd realised that maybe a couple of years before that.
That's the thing. If they realised this like in 99, 98 kind of time, they might have still been a company. Who knows?
I might have missed this, but where was Sting?
Sting
up in the
was
announcement. I don't know if it said anywhere where he was, or if he's injured, or a storyline, or anything like that.
I don't know.
No. Okay.
I'll do some research.
He can't really have been injured because he wrestled Flair sort of just over a week later for the final Nitro. Well, maybe unless it was a sort of injury that he, it was a minor one that he took a knock or something like that.
It's got on his page, Steiner attacked and injured Sting in November 2000. Sting stayed off program until the final episode of Nitro in March 26, 2001. So
written out somehow.
Written out by Steiner. Steinerlining him. What? Steinerlinering him. Steinerlinering him. This is Jim Ross's fault. Well, Jim Ross's fault. Because why would you even call it a Steinerline? Just call it a clothesline or a lariat.
But it's not.
Because then it's not. It's a Steiner line.
Steinerlining.
Has anyone ever heard of the Steinerline song that they created? That you've been Steinerlined.
Here's a story of two brothers breaking skies. The two use drugs and they're always on top. But they have the time on their ability. So that you so bad they'll knock you to your knees. They take on all comers, no matter what size. There won't be any questions when you get Steinerized. Steinerized.
Do you want your first Kyleism of the night, by the way?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Kyle took one look at Kiwi and went, is he a type of fruit?
Well, he could well be.
Those trousers, I mean, Jesus.
Yep.
There's hot pink and then there's hot pink, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly, but there you go. That's the one, yeah.
Yeah,
so.
but, I think the only kind of bit that didn't really work was that there was a really nasty looking top rope Hurricane Rana.
There's a look.
Sure, what was going on with that spot? Yeah,
it seemed like a power bomb that they kind of halfway through.
Yeah.
This isn't working. We need to
head first.
Yeah.
This looked brutal.
Was there not one point as well where is it Kiwi takes like Jason Jett's hair and literally just kind of like grabs his hair and pulls the entire body by his hair over the top rope?
Yeah.
And you're like kind of going, that's a little bit rough. That seems probably not going to be. That's a little bit aggressive.
Yeah.
Don't think he'll be thanking you later for that one.
No.
Yeah. This is like a decent enough match. It's not. It goes on, as we said, a little bit long. But if it was maybe like 2 or 3 minutes shorter, it would be a little bit better.
Yeah, but it's like I say, it's a decent opener with two guys. Probably wouldn't normally be on the card. Get an opportunity.
And it's there's a common theme running through most of the matches tonight. Of this is like smacks of a company that's trying to chuck everything at the wall, basically.
Yeah. And
then because they kind of know that the end is possibly nigh, and they need to sort of like put on as best a show as they possibly can.
Yeah.
It's almost like this show was an advertisement saying, "Hey, WWF, hi."
Well, maybe some kind of things that way.
I think all that is kind of summed up by the kid in the crowd who's holding up a Goldberg sign upside down. I think that in many ways sums up WCW this era.
Well, yeah.
But who wins? Is it Jason Jett takes the win, doesn't he?
Yeah. Jason Jett plays Possum.
Sort of thing. Oh, I don't like that spot, Cam. Yes, I did like that spot.
He plays Possum. The crowd are well aware of it, but
when he silences the crowd and lies down again.
Yeah. He kind of like he's doing like an Eddie Guerrero thing of basically, going shh to the crowd and all this kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then Kiwi misses the I think it's an elbow, and then Jason Jett's finisher just seems to be throwing somebody.
It's just a suplex. He just lets him go halfway through.
That's it. He's like, oh, look at that, devastating, just throwing someone over his shoulder, and then he gets the pinfall that way.
It's like there was a GIF or video last night tweeted by one of the WWE things on Twitter of a Beverly Brothers finishing move.
Oh, the Beverly Bomb.
Where they just like, one guy just throws the guy up in the air, the other guy just gets his head and just pulls it down to the... No, it's not. He just grabs his head out of mid-air and pushes it onto the mat.
Is that it?
Around.
It's like... It's not even that. He just like... He killed a man, basically, is what I'm saying. He killed a man in the middle of the ring.
Well, the genius wasn't going to write a poem about that, was he?
They would be writing some kind of, funeral dirge for him, I would have thought.
Probably. So, yeah. Are we moving on?
But yeah, the crowd were injured though, weren't they?
Yeah, everyone's in it. There's nothing offensively bad about this opening match. It's
I was thinking,
apart from the minute, it's a tiny touch too long.
I don't know if it's me being suspicious, but did the crowd seem suspiciously noisy during the whole matches?
Oh, what are you trying to say, Phil?
I don't know.
Are we trying to say there's been a bit of filtering going on here?
I'm not sure. I'm just putting that out there.
Okay.
Well, it's a bit of a gamble opening a pay-per-view with two guys the crowd haven't got much of a connection with. I mean, I don't know, what's the one equivalent of opening a pay-per-view with like a bonus match that wasn't even advertised or had no feud or anything? I don't know.
Like anything in WWE?
I
mean, the Attitude Era, you probably would have chucked in, Al Snow and, Hardcore Holly would have been the opener, wouldn't it?
Because that was the Attitude Era.
Yeah. It's... Took out two guys.
You'd had like Thrasher versus Funaki or something like that.
I'd actually like to see that match.
That'd be cool.
That's what you would have.
You know what? I just tried to tag you guys in that tweet with that Beverly Brothers move, and it's been deleted. Because
they don't want you to see the Beverly Brothers.
If you want to watch it, go to Survivor Series 91.
There you go.
All right, will do. Next up, we have the final of the WCW Cruiserweight Tag Team Tournament to crown your first champion.
These titles will be around for a while, Cam.
Yeah, I was just about to say, peak WCW awarding a brand new title on your last ever review.
It does seem a bit ambitious to go for we'll have two tag team belts. Yeah,
it's a bit like kind of go, Japan have got the junior heavyweight tag team titles, let's do that kind of idea,
we get a promo that there's like a tournament and we see lots of jumping around.
Look, the matches look quite cool, led up to it.
All kinds of shenanigans going on. There's people flying everywhere, there's like legs going all over the place.
Yeah.
We see all that in the promo.
What's the wrestling like, Phil?
Hey. All right, Jim Cornette, that's enough
bit
out
of blue
you.
there, bit of blue.
Yeah.
So the finalists come out. Finalists being the team of Billy Kidman and Rey Mysterio.
Yeah,
Filthy Animals.
The Filthy Animals.
Yeah, versus Prime Time and Romeo.
Kid Romeo, yeah.
Kid Romeo, thank you.
Skipper and Kid Romeo, yeah.
Yeah.
This match started at about 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah. I don't think it ever slows down from 1,000 miles an hour.
No.
Well, you've got Mysterio, obviously comes up without the mask on, which is... well, he's got this weird Phantom of the Opera style mask, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's...
And I thought he was going to wrestle in it, but no, he took it off.
No.
I'm sure I've heard Ray talking about that, or maybe Chris Jericho or someone like talk about, why would you take the mask off Rey Mysterio? If only for the merchandising opportunities.
Yeah, he just doesn't look the same. It looks like a totally different wrestler. It's so weird. See, because he's wearing jeans as well. It just looks like...
Yeah, just look... he's wearing some sort of weird kind of corduroy baggy pant thing going on.
I don't know what it was.
That was the style of the time, wasn't it? We were all wearing them.
It looks like that. It's got that kind of shiny material like sofas were made out of in the 1980s. you know, your mum and dad's sofa. I used to kind of used to kind of rub it, and it would go a different colour. And then you rubbed it back the other way, and it would go shiny again.
Right, back to the sofa, Cameron.
Yeah, back to away from the DFS sale.
There's a little mention of AJ Styles in commentary. I think he must have been involved in the tag thing at some point.
Yeah,
I missed that.
Yeah, they kind of.
What they're called, air raid or something. Is that right? What they're called?
Yeah, because
that sounds right.
When he was in WCW, he was Air Styles. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they also mentioned that it's been 5 years since Ray started in WCW, which seems bonkers.
Yeah, and he's lost his mask in that time. Well done, WCW.
Like, you know, I mean, obviously these days you think of Ray being at, you know, his WWE career is the biggest thing. So, you know, 5 years at WCW, that's quite a long time.
He was in it a fair while.
I mean, how long was he in ECW?
Not that long.
Not long, maybe a year, 18 months tops. He was snapped up really quickly.
Yeah, so it seems like, you know, a big chunk of his career there. It seems weird that I didn't realise he was there that long.
Yeah, he was just... I'm trying to think, because ECW wasn't even going that long in the 90s. It was only about 4 years ECW hit like any kind of like major television deal.
And I think, but even that, it wasn't Extreme. It was Eastern Championship Wrestling.
It was Eastern Championship. It was only ECW when Shane Douglas won the title.
Yeah. Once they get going, there's like people flying off the top rope. There's arm drags off the ramp. There's a double dive off the ramp.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that bit where just literally just Kidman and Mysterio run across the top of the entrance ramp and just dive off.
Yeah.
At the two of them, you know, the two other guys. Do you want your second Kyleism of the night?
Let's go.
Yes, please.
He was looking at Kid Romeo and went, "Why have they employed Discount Rock?"
Burn.
So,
vicious.
Yeah, I know.
Vicious.
I know.
Does he remember how Rey Mysterio lost his mask?
To Kevin Nash, wasn't it?
Yep. It was
I'm assuming
after
it was really stupid.
Oh, I'll read the bit from Wikipedia, Phil. You'll enjoy it. In 1999, after the two factions of the NWO reformed, they demanded that the Latino World Order disband. Mysterio refused to take off his LWO colours and was attacked by the NWO as a result. This led to a match at Super Brawl 9 where Mysterio and tag partner Conan lost in a hair versus mask match against Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, forcing Mysterio to remove his mask. Go WCW booking.
Why would you do it? It just makes no sense.
Nope.
Because literally, as soon as he turns up in WWE, he's got a mask back on, hasn't he?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. They reset him right from the get-go.
I don't think he even approached the idea of him losing his mask in because WWE, as much as I dislike them greatly, they're not done when it comes to merchandising.
Yeah. Well, even like he was feuding with Jericho, he tried to steal the mask, but he had like another mask on him, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, you know, why would you like lose that revenue stream? It makes no sense.
I don't know.
Because you're WCW.
Because you're Vince Russell, man.
and you're losing about $25-30 million a year.
Well,
true.
Maybe those Ray masks, they could have plugged the gap.
Well, possibly, yeah. I mean, the kids were gagging to buy them.
We've got to look this up. Is Russo still there at this moment in time?
No. Me and Phil were talking about this before you came in.
Then?
We, Russo had gone in November 2000.
So he's still there at this point? I mean, at this point or the point where Ray lost his mask?
I think he was...
Russo left the company in November 2000.
Okay.
So I don't know who's in charge booking this one. But
I'd assume, like, if like, doesn't it always tend to be like Flair? Like, if someone gets sacked, like, Flair gets it until the proper person comes in.
Yeah, pretty much. I'd probably watch.
I'll be back 1 second, guys.
Okay.
Well, I've got me lasagna, just so you know.
I think basically, like, the match it's just like spot.
Mm-hmm.
Ray flying around, people doing shooting star presses to the outside.
Yeah.
But lots of pins being broken up. But then I think it's actually a really good finish. I really like the finish. It's Ray does a dive onto Romeo, who catches him.
Yep.
Does his whatever his finisher was called.
The last kiss.
That was it. And then pins him.
Was it a snowplow? Wasn't it? It looked like a snowplow, was it?
It's Mr. Plow.
I'll snow finish it.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know, it might have been, yeah, actually. Yeah, now you mention it.
Like, when he catches Ray, I was like, oh, I was like, proper, like, I did a proper kind of like, ooh, when he caught him.
Yeah.
Because Ray's moving at some pace, and, like, you can see him wobble when he lands on him, but he holds him, puts him down, pins him, and boom, we got a new tag team. We got, well, not new.
Oh, we do. It's technically new.
Technically,
Yeah, well, it's the first ever, and I would imagine only WCW Cruiserweight Tag Team Championship.
First and last, question mark?
While we're discussing new champions, I just want to say Howard Finkel, damn it.
Oh, yeah.
Why him?
Didn't mention the thing, did we? That's sad that was.
I was absolutely gutted when I read that.
What a day that was of wrestling.
Oh, jeez, I know.
That's pretty crap. No, it's pretty crap.
Yeah, it's just...
I feel a bit.
I think I wouldn't be going out on a limb by saying this was the best match on the show.
Certainly the best so far.
For wrestling, anyway?
I'd say the best so far. For pure out-and-out wrestling, then yeah, I'd say so, probably.
Yeah. I think it's a high bar for the rest of the card to try and get up to.
Pretty much. I've just looked up, by the way, the Filthy Animals won the Cruiserweight Tag Team titles on the last Nitro.
That was my...
okay.
You've just stole it off me.
Oh, sorry, Al. Sorry. I just looked up this minute.
Did
Alan. Did anyone enjoy the awkward, strange dance party at the end?
It was weird.
It was strange.
It was... I mean, from a heel perspective, it works, because clearly the crowd's going to hate it.
Well,
but it just looked uncomfortable all round.
Yeah, I don't think anyone involved in this was really into it that much.
No, not really.
I'm just trying to figure out a good way to segue into Buff Bagwell's documentary Backstage.
I don't think there's a good way to do that.
Who decided Buff Bagwell was going to be like your backstage interviewer?
Oh, the Buff
Yeah. Why was that a thing? I don't understand. If he wasn't wrestling on the night and he was just like injured or something, then I can maybe see the point. But
also, like, we've had all this talk so far about the future and youth and that kind of thing, and then we go into an extended promo with who have I written down here? Who is it? Who is it?
Scott Steiner,
Ric Flair.
Oh no,
Jeff Jarrett, Animal as like the big heel team.
The Magnificent Seven.
Yeah, sure. And Yul Brynner.
And Yul Brynner. And it's like spiky haired Flair as well. Not even kind of good long hair.
It's not long, sort of long, flowing hair.
He looks young.
I thought, geez, this was only like 19, 20 years ago. He looks a hell of a lot younger.
Ric Flair's had a hard life since then.
It's almost like he spent another 20 years on top of that now, like having to wrestle because he desperately needs the money for alimony.
It's weird, isn't it?
drinking every night.
What a peculiar thing.
Profiling and
style and profiling and Learjet flying. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the ring.
Back to the ring. Yeah. Your Kyleism for this part, by the way, is this looks like a really bad superhero meeting. Because he couldn't quite. He doesn't know who Animal is or the Legion of Doom, so he was like, why is there a guy with face paint? It just kind of looked really... And you forget that if you've been watching wrestling for years, Animal... Whereas if you haven't watched wrestling and you don't know who he is, it's kind of really odd as to why he's got face paint on when he's not wrestling.
And at no point does he go, tell him, Hawk!
No.
Let's not do that.
Tell him, Rick! Tell him, Double J! I would take it anything. I would take it anything at that point.
Well, yeah. Here's Stacy Keibler cutting a crap promo.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which is somewhat easier on the eye than Ric Flair, but yeah.
That's true. I don't get... They were trying to put over was it the Sean and Stacey show or something?
Yeah.
I think Sean and Stacey show, something like that.
Promo was fucking awful, and the match that followed wasn't exactly much better.
Yeah. I think the way that Stacey throws photos out to the crowd kind of like foreshadows the quality of the match. Because he gets them like about 2 feet away from him. It's terrible throw of the photograph.
This match also does feature a kind of bugbear of the evening, as far as I'm concerned, is that there's a hell of a lot of nut shots right in front of the referee that everyone gets to witness. And this match features one of them.
Yeah. Is this for or against Bam Bam as his opponent?
Well, as in who is the takee of the nut shot?
Yes.
I think Bam Bam is the taker of the nut shot and not the giver of the... Yeah.
I mean, I think I wrote down like it booking wise, a big beefy match does kind of make a nice change of pace after the cruiserweights. But you need kind of two two good big beefy dudes to make a good big beefy match.
Well, there's no knock on Bam Bam. Bam Bam.
Yeah, exactly. Bam Bam's cracking.
Excellent.
You can't be carrying Stasiak here.
He's maybe not in the best of shape of his career now.
I'll give you that.
But, I mean, I don't think... Did Bam Bam Bigelow wrestle after this at all?
I don't think so. I'd have to look it up. I can't see it.
He certainly didn't come back to the WWF.
I don't think. He saved somebody from a house fire.
Okay.
Did he?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Burns, but yeah, saved him from a house fire.
Oh, Christ.
He floated around the independent circuit from 2002 to 2006.
Yeah.
Wrestled for USA Pro Wrestling. Then his final match for the American Combat Wrestling promotion. He died in 2007 of a gigantic overdose.
Oh, all right.
Jeez. Yeah, Bam Bam was always one of the best sort of big guys. It was quite...
Guy, the Click ballsed up his career.
Who was that, sorry?
The Click.
Oh, yeah.
They were
Bam Bam, I'm sure he was the first time I remember seeing a big guy come off the top rope was him, or doing any kind of fancy stuff you see a smaller guy do.
Yeah, because he was doing bloody high flying, relatively high flying stuff. When he was close, middle sort of 300 £.
Yeah,
he was basically ECW's version of Vader, because Vader was doing all that in Japan at the time, and obviously Bigelow. He did epic matches with Taz, for example. That feud is well known in ECW lore, but I think WCW crowd are used to seeing the cruiserweights and everything, and they've seen this guy who is probably at the upper echelon of 200, if not in the 300 £, range, fly like that. I mean, for people back in 2001, that must have been absolutely amazing.
Yeah. It was brilliant.
And it wasn't sloppy either.
No, he was one of the better workers, definitely.
Yeah.
Sean Stasiak, obviously, is infamous for being sacked from the WWF for recording everyone's conversations.
Yeah.
Yep, he's had his run, and then they give him another run.
Yeah, exactly. He's a bit strange. This match is a bit inconsequential.
I mean, there's some nice heel work from Stasiak. He goes outside for a hug that the crowd kind of gets, get some heat from the crowd.
Yeah,
there's a bit of he's kind of getting up and he kind of wipes his forehead and flicks his sweat onto Bam Bam on the floor. But there's some nice little touches, but the overall kind of wrestling is a bit suspect. And then
it's a bit nothing. Yeah.
The ending's massively overbooked with hairspray and all sorts going on.
Yeah, it's very messy at the end.
Daisy Keebler's got it hidden in her hair somehow.
Obviously, that's where you keep your hairspray, Alan. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you keep a spare kind of hairspray in your hair.
In your hair, that's why it's called hairspray.
Yeah.
God.
I mean, Jesus, come on. But I mean, fair play to Bam Bam. He's still selling it. They come out on their spraying water in his eyes and all sorts.
4 hours after the match, I think.
Yeah. He can't drive because he's got hairspray in the eyes.
Exactly.
I just found out that apparently in New Japan in the 1990s, Bigelow did tag with Vader.
Oof. That would be a bit stiff, wouldn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
That would be pretty brutal. And during his time in Japan, he also got a win over one Kenta Kobashi.
Wow.
Oh.
Imagine going in and looking at the booking list for the night and seeing you versus Bam Bam and Vader.
Just be like, nah, I'm good.
My hamstring. Oh, it's gone.
But like that story about Jim Cornette tells that there was loads of tag teams from local competitors that used to get to go against the Legion of Doom in the NWA.
Oh, yeah.
And some of them would turn up to the arena, see they were against the the Road Warriors, and then just basically go, "Nah, you're all right," and then bug off again. So
understandably, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
They're just yep. Anyway, next up, we're looking at Mike Awesome and Lance Storm versus Hugh Morris and Conan.
If I can be serious for a minute.
Just overly long. Storm and Awesome are okay. This
Storm
match went
okay.
too long.
I think with Mike Awesome, he was still a unit, wasn't he? But he just...
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it was charisma that was lacking, or...
I think it was a lot of things.
At least he's not the fat chick thriller, whatever stupid gimmick.
Oh, that 70s guy, or...
Jesus.
Whatever they were calling him, when they got him from ECW and completely fucking ruined him.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, I mean, we've seen Mike Awesome before in the Conquistadores because he was at the first ECW One Night Stand reunion show.
Yeah, trying to kill a man.
Yeah, literally having like an awesome match with
Tanaka.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, here he is in a kind of average tag match.
Well, a lot of people didn't like it, didn't he? Because he sold out when he went to WCW.
Yeah, because he left ECW when he was still ECW champion and took the WCW contract and then had to drop it to Taz.
Yeah.
Who was in WWE.
Who was in WWF at the time. Yes, it was it was a weird situation where the WWF guy was fighting an WCW guy for the ECW championship.
It's a really strange
strange period of time, wasn't it?
Apparently, though, Mike Awesome on that night turned up in a taxi in his gear.
Yeah.
Walked into the arena, did the match, and then just went back out again, back in the same taxi and disappeared again.
I've seen fan cam footage. He literally takes the pen, gets up, leaves.
Yep, and he's gone because it's just But anyway,
to talk about this match very much, it's
not really.
At best. And then we got about 8,000 backstage segments in a row. My favourite one being Dusty Rhodes eating burritos for no reason whatsoever.
This makes literally no sense.
Oh, smell that. Smell it. Oh, smell it. Put it down right here, Chief. All right. Yeah.
Burritos?
What is it? Pancho, thank you, Pancho. I'll give you a tip. Don't bet on the horses, brother. Look at here.
Who are you tonight, Pepe?
240 burritos. When I finish eating these, I'm going to be ready.
We got a match, Pop.
Well, I got a match. Flat face in my ass. That's the match. And he's going to smell it up when we get out there, brother. You know what I'm talking about? Let's get on these. Let me get ready for it. Oh, I can smell it now.
No, he's eating them for a reason.
He's doing his best Rikishi impression.
Yeah, he's trying to build up enough bodily gas so that he can essentially win the match later on, and when Ric Flair's like kissing his arse, he can fart.
Yeah, apparently it's a kiss your ass match, isn't it, or something?
Yeah,
But my favourite bit of the whole Dorito bit was the guy brings in the Doritos, puts the tray down, and then kind of walks away holding his back because the tray was so heavy.
Yeah,
he's like, "Oh, my back! Oh, those burritos!"
I just love. Dusty Rhodes is like, oh, look at that, my burrito. Oh yes, this is my burrito.
Dusty Rhodes is like a child learning to talk, but the problem is Dusty Rhodes is like his 50s.
He's amazing. He's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Do you see that random point, by the way? Did you see the tweet from Cody Rhodes the other day?
No, I didn't see that.
His Red Dead Redemption 2 tweet.
Oh, I did see that, yes.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that. I did not see that.
Cody Rhodes has started playing Red Dead Redemption 2 during the lockdown, and he's never really had the time until now, so he sat there in front of his Xbox or whatever, just doing this, and he tweeted out kind of going, for the first time in my life, all those boring talks with my dad about different types of horses and horse coats has come in handy. So it's just
makes actual sense.
Yep, he's like, finally appreciate the fact he was trying to teach me what the different horses breeds look like. It's just hilarious. But anyway,
then we get is it Buff with Rick Steiner?
Sorry, we're not on the tag match yet, are we?
We skipped past that, didn't we?
We skipped the tag match. Boring average. Oh no, sorry, we missed one of the best Kyleisms of the night in that case.
Okay, let's hear it then.
He says Hugh Morris looks like Jack Black's alcoholic twin brother.
Whoop. That was so funny, my microphone fell over.
My son's 13, everyone. So, yeah.
Oh, I enjoyed that.
Yep, so there we go. Awesome pins Morris after a running awesome bomb. There you go. So why is I was going to put it down here. Why is Dusty Rhodes banging on about burritos? Then I realised.
Yeah.
Is Buff Bagwell the backstage reporter? Nah.
Apparently. Nice bum bag on Rick Steiner though. Got to point that out.
Of course. God knows what that's got in it.
Then we've got Chuck and what's his face doing a promo to somebody off camera.
Sean O'Hare.
Yeah, which the promo literally ends with someone growling.
But if we're still breathing, we're still the champions.
Yeah. Like they say something and it just goes. Cut to the next match.
Has anyone noticed the Scott Hudson thing in this entire whole thing when the build up to the next match? By the way,
no.
Scott Hudson has some classically crap bits of commentary, but this is probably the biscuit for the night.
I just edited him out because he was fucking terrible from day one.
I was going to say, I literally forgot who the other commentary. I know Tony Schiavone's the main commentary guy, but I literally forgot the name of the other person on commentary.
Yeah.
Well, I spent the whole night putting down it was Mark Madden because I thought it was, and it's not.
Let's be honest.
I've only literally just looked at it now, going, "Oh, it wasn't Mark Madden." But no, he's like, in the build-up to Shane Helms versus Chavo Guerrero Jr., he says, we're seeing two men actually wrestle.
If that's not a recap of WCW the last 12 months, nothing else will be.
As if we've been spent, we spent the last hour or so of the show watching ballroom dancing or something.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
We finally got to the match.
We finally got to the wrestling, guys. Here we are with...
It's a big intro for her old Shane Helms.
Yeah, because he was Sugar Shane Helms.
Gets dancers, he gets smoke.
He gets the full works.
Yeah, again, can't quite tell if the crowd noise is real, but we'll skip past that.
we'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say it wasn't. But for the WCW Cruiserweight Championship, this for me is match of the night.
Okay, I can see that.
I quite enjoyed this. I liked it.
I think it's got the story of it. As Helms is the underdog against the champion Chavo. It's really well told. Yeah. There's some good sequences. It starts off with some kind of fancy escape sequences, which is pretty good. Oh, and also there's written down at some point, Nightmare on Helm Street is a brilliant name for a move.
Oh, yeah, it is, yeah. As soon as I heard that, I was like, Nightmare on Helm Street, that is good.
He used it in WE for a short period of time.
Did he?
He didn't call it Nightmare on Helm Street, though, surely.
Yeah, is it like the Big Show used to use it, no?
Well, the kind of like...
Is it like headlock and a reverse headlock thing, and then... No?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, I vaguely remember something, but I couldn't say for sure.
The name, but nobody can tell me what the move was.
Yeah, we just remember the name.
The name is brilliant. That's what we need to know. There's a big extended bit of like Chavo basically trying to destroy Helms' knee in as many different ways as he possibly can.
Yep.
Which was quite good. I enjoyed that part as well. And like whenever he went to pin Shane Helms, he was like pretty much just like elbowing him in the face in the proper heel fashion.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. That was great.
Because Chavo doesn't really get... Obviously, he's a bit under the Eddie Guerrero shadow, but he was still cracking by himself, wasn't he?
Yeah. Chavo
could go.
Chavo could go. I mean, he would sort of obviously... I think he was one of the guys that went over to WF straight off, wasn't he, after this?
Yeah, I think he floated straight over.
I think he came straight over. So did Shane Helms, obviously. Become Hurricane. But it was... I'd say he was usually in some sort of, Eddie's always the Guerrero that you remember the most, but Chavo was still quite, really, really good in his own right.
Yeah. Although I'm pretty sure I heard a boring chant from the crowd at some point.
Oh, they can get fucked.
It's like, why would you... Like, it's a good match. What are you doing?
Really good. I really enjoyed it.
WWE piped that one in as well.
Probably, yeah. Vince in the background going, put in the boring chant, damn it.
Yeah.
This is some good shit.
Sorry, this is not good shit. So Shane Helms wins with a Geordie bomb, isn't it?
Yep.
Which is really, really cool. Which I thought was Chavo's finisher, was it not?
I think it was. He was using it either as a setup move or a finisher.
Yeah. It's absolutely brilliant. I really like this. It's fast paced, good bit of cruiserweight action. Mm-hmm. I think for me, match of the night.
And it's hang on, how long was it? It was
13 minutes, 15 minutes.
Just shy of 14 minutes.
Yeah.
So a nice bit of length of time for a title match, I think.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Anyway, about length of time for a title match.
Yeah. Your tag team title match for the WCW World Tag Team Championships is the Natural Born Thrillers, Chuck Palumbo and Sean O'Haire versus...
No, it's Chuck O'Haire and Sean Palumbo.
Says who?
Sean Palumbo and Chuck O'Haire, or is it the other way around? I think it's Chuck Palumbo and Sean O'Haire. I think. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, guys.
There you call you. Do you not listen to Luger's promo at the start?
Yeah, he gets an intro, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, I was kind of zipping past that a little bit.
This is like,
have a go at me for not watching the thing properly, but there you go.
I didn't wait until 2 hours before the show.
I mean, like, the promo video before it isn't that great because it's basically just like people are angry with each other. Grr.
Yeah.
And then Lex comes to the ring, looking blown up already, and he's got a mic in his hands.
Yep.
And it's like, oh god, Lex has got a mic. He's going to do a promo. And he spends a long time, not letting Buff talk and just cracking on with this promo.
The promo is actually longer than the actual match.
Yeah.
Then we get about, how long is the actual match?
54 seconds.
Of big, sweaty, messy men hitting each
it's
other.
officially labelled. I'm sat there on the sofa looking at Kyle going, check out how grunty that Lex Luger will be during the match. Lex Luger will be a grunter. He's a right grunter. Never got a chance.
Grunter.
Never got a chance.
Because I bet that's as much you could wrestle back then, wasn't it, surely? Like the walk to the ring was enough for him, surely.
Pretty much.
This was my match of the night.
Well, because it was mercifully brief.
The only one I watched in its entirety.
Nice.
Although I must say, talking about good wrestling names, a Sean Tom Bomb, that's pretty good as well.
Oh yeah, you had the Sean Ton bomb. I remember that.
Well,
I quite like that.
This was a good thing of young guys getting put over by older guys.
Yeah.
Which doesn't
even though, like, Buff Bagwell isn't that old, but I think he's still, like...
He's been around a while.
Yeah.
90s, wasn't he?
He feels like one of those guys, because he's from, like, the kind of 1991 era.
Was he not like, did we do World War III in 95 and he's on that?
He was like a babyface tag team guy for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he came in, like, early 90s.
91 he started.
91? He's been there 10 years.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Jesus.
Because I was like thinking, like, this. They talk about the future, but there's still like a lot of guys from that early 90s period. You know, the kind of 1991 WWE's there. The Steiners, the Flairs, Bagwells, Lugers, like a lot of those guys are still there. You know, if you go back 10, 11 years, like the roster's not that different looking at the card.
But Luger had like a 2.5 year break in WWF, to be fair.
Yeah. But you look like 90s WCW, like 1991.
Yeah.
You know, Luger's there, Flair's there, Sting's there, Steiners are there. You know, it's strange how like a lot of those people are still knocking about a good 10 years later. And Buff, even though like I don't know how old he is at this point, but I think he was quite young when he came in. Like Buff, I think gets kind of lumped in with that kind of older veteran crew, even though he's probably like much younger than them.
Yeah, true.
And he gets kind of like steamrolled as part of this match. Which
how old is Buff Bagwell now? Hold on.
He was
born
50.
the 10th of January 1970. So what? He's 31 when this rolls round, yeah.
Yeah.
So, 31. So he's not old in wrestling terms. I see what you mean.
No. And Chuck Palumbo was a 1 year younger.
But it's weird how, like, in sort of modern times, we've kind of like there's a lot of wrestlers who. I mean, the example I would give is that, back in the sort of early 90s, 94, 95 time, when Hulk Hogan had signed for WCW, and the WWF were trying to basically portray him as old and past it and over the hill, he was the same age as AJ Styles is now.
Well, he was only 3 years older than Bret Hart or something.
Yeah, exactly.
He wasn't that much older than Bret Hart.
No, it's just like, it's really weird how we seem to have gone, when's the peak for like your wrestling ability? I mean, at the minute, if you're wrestling at 40, that seems okay.
Yeah, well, Jericho at 50
hit the stride in about 35 or something.
Yeah, it's like takes them that long to get their experience down, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So
and it seems weird, though, like how, because comparatively speaking, Buff's like a young wrestler, but he gets kind of like steamrolled in with all the old guys just because he's been with the company for so long, I think.
Yeah, I see what you mean, because he's just been around that long.
He's been around that long.
Yeah.
Double pin and we're done.
Yeah, pretty much double pin. Doesn't really matter who's the legal man. Who cares?
Yeah.
Because we're going to double pin anyways, just to be on the safe side.
Next thing, did anybody actually catch what Scott Steiner said?
What was that?
102.
Paige is here! Put up or shut up! It's like I'm gonna get my hands dirty on this one because falls count anywhere! When you run out of the crowd, I'm gonna follow you and pin you amongst your own white trash! You're going down, Paige!
Nope.
Oh, cool. I didn't either.
Al?
No, probably not.
Nope. Fair enough.
What was he doing? Just tell me the clip.
He was in the shower, I think, doing pull-ups.
No, I did not catch that.
With the beautiful, sexy Medija.
And then he just shouted, basically.
The percentage of him winning.
Well, it has to be the percentage, yeah. You got a 33% chance. Which is one of the best promos ever, moving on to Ernest Miller versus Canyon. I didn't care.
No. I quite like that Buff was still in the ring.
Yeah.
They're still trying to get him out.
Still lugging him out, yeah.
I mean, because this was earlier, I think. He sees like security camera footage of them coming in because Canyon's been like mildly rapey towards Ernest the Cat Miller's partner.
Excuse me?
Yeah, Ms. Jones.
He just starts like he's being really creepy. He starts like walking after her, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's kind of like going. There's a lot of kind of like going. Oh, Miss Jones doesn't want to be left alone with Canyon in front of an audience. And it's just like, what? Yeah, it's real.
I thought there was a Vince Russo swerve coming up.
Oh, she was going to turn on him.
Yeah, but
yeah, it was kind of ripe for that, wasn't it?
One point accidentally, and I thought, oh, you would go. But
I think if Russo was still with the company, it would have been.
Yeah. And she would have called his pussy something. You know, the cat's. I don't know. There would have been some kind of really obnoxious sexual comment in there as well. I would have thought.
Probably, yeah. They would have.
Oh, I don't think we covered this. Can I just quickly go back to the Sean Stasiak match with Stacey Keebler? Did anyone catch the bit where he got knocked out the ring and he went and crawled up to Stacey's crotch? Tony Schiavone went, well, if I got hit in the face, that's where I'd like to be.
Well, yeah.
Tony.
Tony, calm yourself down. Yeah, so where are we?
Are we going to mention the ring attire, the kind of tiger-based, which is on trend at the moment with Tiger King and all that on Netflix?
I've never even watched an episode of Tiger King and I don't care.
I'd recommend it, it's good.
Really?
He does a James Brown elbow and his finishes the feliner.
This match was awful.
And then he beats somebody, gets a James Brown cape on because that's what you do when you finish a wrestling match.
Of course.
And then somebody else comes in for a save.
Am I smooth?
Yes.
I had no idea who this man was.
Who is it? I don't remember. I must have fast forwarded this bit.
So yeah, there's someone else involved that I have no idea who he was, and it's really pretty much
some
inconsequential.
Man comes into the ring to save somebody else.
Okay, it was
the former Ice Train.
Oh, Ice Train. Okay.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it was fine enough. People they were making an effort, but I didn't.
I don't know if making an effort is being pretty fair.
Yeah, it's just like
we get more Buffs documentary. Totally buffed, maybe splitting. Who cares?
Yep.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a bit like kind of going, yeah. Dusty Rhodes is on to burrito number 27.
Yeah.
And
then some awkwardness between Tony. See, there you go, written down. Not much chemistry between Tony Schiavone and his pal.
No, not at all.
Didn't even mention the name.
Scott Hudson was like, the crowd have turned out in droves for Greed. No, they haven't. That's a lie.
They've turned away from Greed.
Let me show you the definition of droves.
Yep.
So now we're into Booker T versus Rick Steiner.
Yep.
Yes, who is
Booker T was seriously injured. It's
chaos backstage. Back here, the Cat and Booker T seriously injured.
Did anyone get the sort of sense that Rick Steiner didn't really care anymore?
There's a slight element of that,
yeah.
Because he looked like he was working this match at 20% speed and just didn't give Booker T anything until finish.
You know what he's missing?
What?
It's the ear things.
Oh God!
Yep, he's not the same without them.
Can I point out something as well about Rick Steiner's entrance?
Yeah,
sure.
I'm sure I speak on behalf of Alan as well. That I would like to commend Rick Steiner for being a responsible sunglasses owner and putting his sunglasses back in his case.
I was going to mention that. I quite like that as well. Actually, he's like, wait, gonna put my sunglasses away.
Bret Hart used to give them out to people,
Didn't he?
Yeah,
well, maybe Rick Steiner's not got the money to keep buying pairs of sunglasses.
That's their Ray-Bans. He mentioned they're expensive. They're expensive, those, aren't they?
They are expensive. Well, it depends where you work.
That's true, I suppose. That kind of like taking your time heel stuff, though. That's good healing. I like it when the heel does that.
It's good healing, but it's kind of like
this match much either. No,
it's all right. It's not kind of they kind of signpost it from the start that Booker T's winning.
Yeah, I quite like when he literally gets thrown onto someone's lap in the front row. He literally lands on a person.
They found the one person in the front row and put somebody on their lap.
Yeah. I have written down, there's still cool Stein lines, just to confirm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The point as well in commentary that, once again I put Mark Madden down here, but Scott Hudson seems to think that being the US champ automatically makes you number one contender for the world title.
Question mark.
He's just there going, well, yeah, there's obviously the winner of this match will obviously be put forward for the world title. I was like, really? Will they?
That's not how it works.
That's like logic to me.
Well, it was the case in WWF for the longest time that if the Intercontinental Championship was the gateway to getting up to the next realm, aka getting to the Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, but the idea would
should
be that you would drop the title first and then go.
Yeah.
It was not a case of like every single main event champion versus champion.
Give you the Ultimate Warrior.
There you go.
Oh, I was watching a bit of that the other day.
Coming.
Well,
WrestleMania 6.
It may be my second best WrestleMania match now.
Oh, wow.
There we go.
First place is the camel from WrestleMania 9.
No. It's once again, it's like that thing of tonight. It's like it's a decent enough match, but it's not like phenomenally special. It's only 7 minutes and 7.5 minutes. Mm-hmm. It's not like massively long, epic.
I just thought this match was there, and then
then there's the ending's weird. It's a ref bump, and then Shane Douglas is literally out of nowhere. He's sitting ringside, which she's not been seen before.
No, jumps the barrier.
Smacks Rick
with his cast.
Smacks Rick with his cast when he's trying to climb the turnbuckle. And then he, like Rick Steiner, falls victim to a bookend and then done.
Yeah.
It's
done.
Yeah, completely done. Booker T is your US United States Championship, which he would hold on closing of WCW as well. Mm-hmm. Alongside the world title, because he would beat Scott Steiner on the last Nitro.
Way to spoil the main event.
No problem at all. Yeah, spoiling a show from 19 years ago here.
Yeah. I always remember you had to go at me for spoiling Professor Layton.
Wow, there's a deep cut for you.
Wow.
So backstage, we've got Buff Bagwell's been taken out by somebody, and then you've got the investigative team of detectives Lex and Animal.
Which is a program waiting to happen.
Could you imagine? What's that?
They should have brought back, what was it, Tag Team, and then just had Animal and Lex Luger.
What would their tag team be called?
No, the show Tag Team, or was it Body Slam?
Anyone watched it? It's brilliant.
You remember this? There was like a buddy cop show called Tag Team, and it was like.
Do you remember this? Was
it was
Roddy
Piper and Jesse Ventura.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's on TV for you.
There was only filmed one episode of it. They only filmed the pilot, and that was it.
Tests. I just never been any good at tests.
Rick, who are the biggest wrestlers to ever get in the ring?
Under the giant 7'4", Shoei Baba 7'2".
Heaviest?
Haystack Calhoun 608.
Most popular wrestlers today?
Hulkster, Ultimate Warrior, Jake the Snake. Why? What's the point, man?
Procedure when arson is suspected.
Notify Field Liaison Detective HQ Fire Department Arson Section.
Support services reports too?
Central Administration, so what?
So you're gonna do just fine, Val.
Yeah.
If I was going to put Lex Luger and Animal into a tag team, I'd give him a French gimmick and call him L'Animal.
Oh no!
There you go.
I'm just
what I got right now.
I'm just now getting this image of like Lex Luger doing Rennie Dupree's little Francie dance.
Oh, the French tickler.
Yeah.
There you go. Now you're feeling it. It works.
He was on Rennie Dupree was on a Target show about a year ago, and I think he got really pissed off the fact that the biggest pop he had all night was him doing the little French tickler dance. no one really gave a shite about him actually wrestling. People just went.
Well, it's Rennie Dupree in 2019. Who could give a fuck about him? Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, there was an element of that. I don't think he could be arsed anyway.
Well, basically, I'm just stalling with like ideas for Lex and Animal's gimmick to try and not talk about the next match.
What about the Roid Warriors?
Oh, I like that.
I like that.
That's good, that is.
Yeah.
We're going to have to talk about it, Phil.
So it's the Naturals. What are the Natural Dreams? Or Christ knows what their tag team is.
The
Dustin
Natural
and Justin
Dreams.
Rhodes. Natural Dreams. Versus Ric Flair and Double J Jeff Jarrett. What a promo for this match. The promo video for this one.
If you want to call it that, it was just...
To be fair, Jeff Jarrett does do a good Dusty.
Dusty Rhodes?
That's not Dusty Rhodes.
That is so obviously Jeff Jarrett.
My boy Dustin, fruit of my loins, ain't got a chance against the chosen one, Jeff Jarrett.
What on earth?
Which is the only high point of that video. The rest of it is like, oh my
Phil,
god.
that's the whole point of this segment.
Yeah.
This was terrible.
Terrible. So Jeff comes out with a guitar. Big bit of pyro from him at the ring.
Yeah.
Flair comes out, no robe, wearing a Hawaiian shirt and normal shoes.
Yep.
At which point I've written down, this is going to be a mess.
Fun fact, this match was the first time that Flair and Dusty Rhodes worked together on a pay-per-view.
Yeah. Your boy Scott pointed out with Tony, like, you know, trying to say, like, oh yeah, it's all pre NWA, it's NWA days. Tony defends that point to the hilt.
This is the first time, Tony, and you know this, that Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes have been on opposite sides of the ring in a pay-per-view.
That's an amazing story. And you may say, now wait a minute, that's not true. What about the Starcade? Well, that was before pay-per-view TV for WCW. That was back in the old NWA. Starcade 84, the $1 Million Challenge, 85, the Gathering, the Great American Bash, Greensboro of 86 that summer when Dusty became a world champ to lose it in October to Flair in St. Louis.
So, what, the first, all the NWA stuff was on like just TV then?
Yeah, it was all like Clash of Champions on network
Really?
TV. This is the first time on pay-per-view these two met. Yep.
Blimey. That's
and
weird.
what a match for it to begin. What a match for it to be.
Yeah, in a kiss my ass match.
So I've written down, when they're all in the ring, I've put a note down, is Double J the only one actually in wrestling gear?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, Dustin Rhodes did fight in that gear.
It's Dustin Rhodes dressed as a Quebecer, I think.
Yeah, I was going to get some of the Quebecers about him. Yeah, you're right.
Flair says he's not wrestling because he's not wearing the right clothes.
What's that meant to be?
I don't know.
He didn't bring his stuff, didn't bring his gear.
Animal gets him back, so now Jeff's in a handicap match, I think.
I don't know.
But then Flair does wrestle when he comes into the ring. It's all over the place, this one. It's all over the place.
Do you want your Kyleism for the start of the match?
Please do.
Please.
Why are they all sweating before the match actually starts? Which is a fair point.
It's a fair point.
Rhodes is at a lot of burritos. That's why he's sweating.
A lot of burritos.
Well, okay,
I mean, the plan about the burritos, though, and having to, like, majorly farting, like, Ric Flair's face, is the fact you still have to wrestle a match when you're full of gas.
Yeah.
Dusty Rhodes goes to tag him, but Dusty Rhodes is in the toilet.
Yeah, because it's just
there was a tag.
Yeah. It's a really uncomfortable experience.
That's one way of putting it, surely.
Imagine the amount. You just be full of like trap wind all the time, try to wrestle stuff. Oh no, I don't.
Flair chops and he goes off like a firework.
Does anyone see the irony of Dusty Rhodes being full of shit?
Oh, poor
Dusty. Poor Dusty. But that's probably my favourite bit of the match. I think Flair's in the ring with Dustin, and he flips Flair the Bird, walks over and tags in his dad.
Yep,
that was great. I was like, actually, I'll take that.
My dad will beat up your dad. That's what it basically was.
It's brilliant. I think. Well, there's like probably one of the best moments, not necessarily for wrestling, but one of the best moments of the night is the first time that you get Flair and Dusty Rhodes across the ring from each other.
So I've written down it's a big moment, but surely it's at least 10 to 15 years too late.
Yeah, probably.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, there's no chat about youth in the future now, is there?
No, not while they're getting this pop. Not at all. No. But yeah, the work's done by the two younger guys, definitely. Yeah. Probably more Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, because it feels like Jeff's the only one who's actually trying to wrestle a match.
A little bit, yeah.
Everyone else is just kind of there for the, there for the proceedings, and that's about it.
Which is funny when you fast forward to this year and you've got Dustin Rhodes having like epic matches in AEW.
Yeah, it's bonkers, isn't it?
It's crazy.
Ever thought? I mean, he'd already been Goldust, and obviously he'd come back from WCW.
He wasn't clean at this point, was he? He was still struggling with
No, I don't think so. I think he was very struggling. Because he wouldn't turn back up again in the WWF as Goldust until 2003?
Rumble 2002.
Rumble 2002.
There we go.
So he's not... Well, he's just under a year away then.
I've just checked the facts because I like to do it. Dusty Rhodes versus Ric Flair was the main event of Starrcade 85.
Okay.
And I think they're fiddling things a bit here. Yeah, they can argue it's not on pay-per-view, but it was on closed circuit television.
That doesn't count. That's not pay-per-view.
It's close enough.
It's still a main event at one of their big shows.
It's not a WCW pay-per-view, though. It was NWA.
That's a good point, Phil. Thank you.
Thank you.
It counts as a pay-per-view. It's like WrestleMania.
But it's NWA. It wasn't WCW.
Not a WCW one.
They're talking another bollocks.
That's what Tony said. I'm going with what Tony said.
It's really stretched.
Oh,
Tony
God. This is the one that was over. There were 2 venues as well. Starrcade 85.
Yeah. There's figure 4s, all kinds of shenanigans, and then we get the worst small package ever for the pin.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, was that a small pack? What was it supposed to be?
I think Dusty went for a small package. Flair fell out of it, and he just pinned him.
But like Flair turns around on his front, I thought...
I think he just wanted out at this point.
It's a double figure 4 that Jarrett and Flair go for, but then both the Rhodes boys get the boot up to them, and then they shove them into each other, and then Dustin pins Flair after that.
Yeah,
sort of gently throwing them onto the mat, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Placed them carefully on the mat, and the referee counted 3.
Yeah. But then, in a typical kind of WCW thing, the stipulation is not even followed through on.
No,
I think followed through is the wrong term to use for Kiss My Arse. It's not finalised.
Everything starts getting a bit Rikishi-ish.
A little bit, yeah. Well, all it is for Ric Flair gonna kiss Dusty Rhodes' arse. It's essentially Dusty Rhodes gives Jeff Jarrett a stink face, and that's it.
And he takes way too long pulling his trousers back up.
Yeah, it's like did once again referencing Cody Rhodes. Has anyone heard the Cody Rhodes story about this match?
Yes.
No. I think so.
Cody Rhodes and his mum are backstage when this match was on, and apparently his Mrs. Rhodes was backstage just going, please don't let him take his pants down. Please don't let him take his pants down. Not on television. Please don't let your dad take his pants down. And then it does. She's like, oh, don't look. Please don't look.
There he is. Big red pants.
In all his glory.
So yeah, it was kind of funny. The stipulation is not shown. So
it is on poor Jeff, bless his heart.
Yeah. And then after that, we're up to your main event.
Yep. A Falls Count Anywhere match for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship.
With a perfunctory promo video that ends on the line, "You're going to Bangtown."
To reclaim the glory.
You're going to Bangtown.
Now, Phil.
That's what DDP said.
He does.
He said,
I know.
You're going to Bangtown.
We no idea where Bangtown is or what goes on in Bangtown.
Bangtown, Atlanta, PA.
Gonna get banged. Anyone else still surprised that they're getting Michael Buffer in for the main event?
Yeah, I was just about to say.
No, I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at all. They were still wasting money at this point, so what the hell?
He was probably signed to a contract for the next.
Probably, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
$250,000 a shot to say, let's get ready to rumble.
Here's a quick.
And somewhere knocking around as well.
Quick quiz. How much do you reckon Michael Buffer's earned from the trademark he's got on Let's Get Ready to Rumble?
Probably about $200 million.
Has he got? He's got trademark on that.
Oh yes, he does.
Trademark on it.
As of 2009, the catchphrase generated $400 million in revenue.
Jesus.
Whoa.
There's a smart man. There's a smart man.
$250,000 a shot.
Why doesn't somebody else just say something else?
Because he says Let's Get Ready to Crumble and all sorts. I think he just got in there in the early 90s before anybody else did. Before trademarks were
Yeah, but if I was a boxing promoter, right? We're going to do this big fight. Wait a minute. If we want to say let's get ready to rumble, we've got to pay all this thing.
Yep.
Oh, I've got it. He got all the royalties from PJ and Duncan. That's how he did it.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
All came from that.
Oh God. This match started off violently.
Also, sorry, I also realised when Michael Beth was going through his stuff, I don't know why, but suddenly I kind of sat up on my chair and went, that's where all the DX stuff comes from.
Yup.
Yeah.
Like, it had never clicked until that point. I don't know why. I was like, oh, that's where they say all that stuff. Huh, that's weird. Sorry.
No, that's fine. This match starts off in the violent manner you'd expect a Falls Count Anywhere match to have. They just beat the shit out of each other and sort of went a tour around the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get like the final Kylism of the night for the entrances, by the way?
Let's go.
Oh, please.
When DDP is announced, I can't even remember what his exact weight is, but he's like, can you go 265.5 pounds? Kyle's going, is the half pound his jacket? So, yeah. So yeah, DDP straight to it. They're not in the ring very long. They're fighting in the crowd. There's a bin launched over DDP's head.
Somebody throws DDP a crutch.
There's an obvious plant of some guy with crutches.
He literally throws it over to him.
That throws it over to him. Then DDP uses the crutches anyway. There's a DDP elbow drop through the table. Weapons. I've put here weapons from the child. Which just seems like a kind of like old film thing now.
But weird stop signs from the crowd, isn't it?
Yeah, there's obviously people that are just stuck in the crowd just to hand them weapons every once in a while. Like all sorts of stuff goes on. I think some of these sort of like hardcore matches can sort of descend into sort of cartoon Tom and Jerry comedy at some stages with like cookie trays and all this crap. Yeah, I don't think this quite descends into it.
Because they kind of like they get it all out of the way, then they go back into the ring for the rest of the match, don't they?
Yeah. They kind of like do the little excursion at the start and then just go back to the ring.
Yeah. So Falls Count Anywhere as long as it's in the ring.
As long as it's in the ring, yeah.
One comment I want to make about that is I like the fact that this was a Falls Count Anywhere hardcore, whatever you want to call it, match that did not start in a lockup.
They just went straight to it.
I hate that. But this is a high blood feud and they start with a fucking collar and elbow tie up. No.
Yeah. No, you throw all the sort of common...
that kind of thing,
You don't let the guy get in the ring. You let him walk down the ramp, put one foot in the ring, and you just hit that fucker. That's what you're meant to do.
Yeah, just launch towards him with a baseball bat or something. Yeah,
waffle him with a tire iron, as Heenan would say.
There you go.
Waffle him with a tire iron.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like that guy on the NWA Power Hour
thing.
Waffles and tire irons.
Oh, Jesus. I love that I love that advert. It's so bad. It's fantastic.
I love it. I kind of miss watching the new episodes of NWA Power because they're not filming at the minute because of the fucking coronavirus.
These pandemics. So we get all this action, we get all the kind of stuff outside, they get back into the ring, and then we get the big thing everybody wants, a bear hug.
Yep. That's what we all asked for.
So that's what a hardcore Falls Count Anywhere match really needs, is a bear hug.
There's a Rick Steiner appears. Finally, DDP gets the diamond cutter on Scott Steiner, but Rick drags out the ref. At this point, the crowd are chanting Goldberg
for no reason.
Is that what it was? I knew they were chanting bullshit.
There's a really loud Goldberg chant. They obviously think it's going to be like his return, but it's obviously not.
They were.
And then we get DDP trying to pull a Stone Cold whilst in a busted open whilst in a submission move.
Yeah, it doesn't quite work.
Fair play, he gets busted open royally, but like at no point do they show his face like in the recliner liner, whatever. The Steiner recliner.
Steiner recliner, yeah.
Like you'd have thought that'd be the perfect chance to get like zoomed right in his face. DDP struggling to get out of the holds, but they just kind of film it from miles away.
The pipe comes into it. He beats him up with that, and then quite the lame finish.
It's kind of it kind of goes like to a certain height, and then. I don't say it's overbooked. It's quite. It's not got the
like a ref bump.
Stupid shit going on.
It just seems like a very WCW finish.
It's rushed.
But if it's a no disqualification and Ric Flair and Ric Steiner's in Ric Flair is in the building, but Rick Steiner is also as well. You're going to logically have Rick Steiner helping out his brother.
That makes sense. Okay, I'll give you that.
So it's not overbooked in that sense, but what it is, it just seems to kind of like build up quite nicely and then just kind of go. And then
we need to have like a rubbish finish to make sure we can have like another match in the next pay-per-view sort of thing.
The next pay-per-view should be the following night on Nitro.
That's true, yeah.
And it's,
probably, yeah.
It's just that's the end of the pay-per-view. It's like such a weird ending. Like, DDP's passed out. Someone come to save him. Nope.
Nope. Scott Steiner's still the dominant guy.
No big returns.
He's basically killed everyone. Because even at the start of this match, they have a list of, this is who Scott Steiner's defeated. And it's pretty much a list of people who aren't there anymore. But it's like, Goldberg and Sting and Kevin Nash. It's like, all the decent people who...
Yeah, all the people who probably would be like really good draws for the company.
This is why I'm watching Ernest the Cat Miller.
Yeah, this is why I'm watching Ernest Miller versus
Scott
Canyon.
Steiner face.
What's that?
I'd like to see that Scott Steiner face Triple H. I think that would be a good match.
Oh,
Jesus!
You've only got to wait 2 years, Al.
Oh, 2 years, is it?
Oh my God, that match was so terrible.
But I mean, this is my thing about Scott Steiner, right? By the time he arrived in the WWF, he could only really do, again, for the second run, he could only really do, properly, a belly-to-belly suplex.
That was it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, right? If it had been it's belly-to-belly suplex city, bitch, we'd all be going mental. Brock Lesnar comes in and does German suplexes for about 73 times a match, and everyone's like, we'll all just count them. One. It's like
Cameron, no. You're expecting the average WWE fan to be able to count.
There is that, but it's just, you see what I mean?
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
10 years later, Brock Lesnar has boring arse matches in much the same way, and everyone's like, this Brock Lesnar is one of the main guys.
To be fair, when Brock does that, those matches last about 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
true.
This lasted quarter of an hour, so.
I felt sorry for Steiner because he was almost booked to fail. I mean, why that match at the Rumble got something like 23 minutes or something is beyond.
Yeah, it was always, and it was Triple H ego.
Yeah. It was if I show Scott Steiner up in a 23-minute match, that's him done. And then I'll show Booker T up at WrestleMania, so that's him done. And he was just going through the roster so nobody would knock him off his perch. And
pretty much.
One of the most boring years in wrestling.
True. Yeah. And that's why for the next show, we'll be doing WrestleMania 19. Let's not.
This overall, I think my review kind of sums up to this was a show. It had some alright stuff on it, had some really good stuff on it, but overall it was just there.
Yeah, that's what me and Cam were saying before we kind of started. It felt like it was like the way Cam positioned it, not blaming Cameron at all.
No.
But the last WCW show, it always felt like it was really, really bad and terrible. But it's not horrifically bad. We've seen much worse than this so far.
Oh yeah, Christ! Totally.
They didn't know it was the last show, and obviously they were hoping it would go on. And
yeah, exactly.
So much so they even had the pay-per-view for the next month.
That's right. Yes.
So yeah, it's got some good matches. It's got some bad matches. Overall, it's just kind of a mid-level pay-per-view that you get in between the kind of big proper ones.
Yeah, at no point during this I got about halfway through and I was like, this actually is all right. It's not I'd never seen it, and I was expecting it to be offensively bad because it would WCW essentially just choking on its own vomit.
Wow.
But it's not.
Well, yeah, but they still had good workers, and they had guys who would eventually become some sort of names. I mean, they had guys who did nothing, like Kiwi came across, and he just got stuck in developmental, and quite a lot of other people came across like that. And John O'Hare got stuck there and had to wait for a little while for them to find him a gimmick. And as we've probably said, out of that crowd, probably Hurricane was the one to get himself over the most by the end of the invasion.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It just seems, like Cam said, even you kind of expect it to be with the company's in its death throes, and you see, Jason Jett and Kiwi come out for the first match. You're like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, you're like,
give a pen
God,
out.
Here we go.
But then, they have an alright match. You're thinking, wait a second, this isn't what I was told it was going to be like. Where's Arachnaman to bring the quality down properly? The
90s, that's the early 90s
exactly.
Can I also, as a side note for the Steiner brothers, by the way, if you looked at a photo of the Steiner brothers in 1991 and then you looked at a photo of them in 2001, would you actually believe they were the same people?
Rick, to be fair, Rick Steiner's not that much different. It's Scott Steiner.
No, it's Jesus. Scott. It's that just seems to have gone through some bizarre kind of multi-dimensional time warp.
Where's the chainmail come from? Who thought that was a good idea?
No idea. I was just because I always thought that when I first saw Scott Steiner, having got back into wrestling in the late 90s, 2000, as we talked about last month.
Yeah.
And I saw a photo of Scott Steiner in WCW. I genuinely, for a while, thought, not knowing the names and forgetting which one was which, I thought it was Rick. Because I was like, how can this sort of long-haired guy be that kind of, but whatever.
Yeah. I would assume steroids. So, where are we placing this on the list?
Not amazingly high up.
Shall I tell you what the highest WCW pay-per-view is number 13 for WCW Wrestle War 92.
Okay,
because that's got the War Games match in it. That's just fantastic.
What's lower than that?
The next WCW one lower than that is at number 20 is WCW Great American Bash 1989.
What's the bottom?
Brawl for All.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, bunch of bastard, I like that.
Well, it's more entertaining than any of the Brawl for All.
I don't think it's much more beyond that.
Above the Great American Bash was WrestleMania 5.
It's no WrestleMania.
The WrestleMania 5, Great American Bash, Starrcade 83, and then it's Halloween Havoc 96.
I think it's going to go second last.
Then it's WCW World War 3 95. And then WCW Battle Bowl, The Lethal Lottery. And then it's Brawl for All.
It feels harsh putting it like second to last, but it's no better than anything that's above it.
Don't think so. What do you reckon, Al?
Sorry, what was the one after Brawl for All?
Fucking hell.
The Battle Bowl Lethal Lottery.
No, you see, I quite like them Lethal Lottery shows.
There we go. So I
Number
guess
24 then. Number 24.
Jeez.
24. Right, okay.
It feels harsh, but when you kind of put it against the other shows...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Because, like, I always feel really bad because, like, all the WCW's at the bottom.
To be honest, the shows we've looked at deserve to be where they are.
Yeah, I think it's we purposely kind of picked on a lot of crap WCW. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't say purposely, it's just they kept pumping out crap and,
Well, I say we watched the like they say, the War Games match, purely because it has the War Games match, which I still think is amazing. One of the best gimmick matches ever, that one.
The 92 one, yeah. That's like, it's nowhere near the top 10. Nowhere near the top 10, but yeah, we'll find one day they'll get there. One day they'll make it. The plucky little WCW company.
Oh yeah, we'll get there.
Crack into the Conquista top 10.
It will.
Yeah.
Anyway, whose choice is it next? I believe it's Al's.
He announced his pick last week, didn't he? But I can't remember what it was.
I remember what it was, but you know what? I mean, all this has got me in the mood for Vince Russo's swerve.
Oh, no.
Wow.
We've just been sitting here going, it wasn't really that bad. Oh, no.
Can't wait for this.
Now.
My pick was WrestleMania 7.
WrestleMania 7?
Yeah, but I think we're going to add 2 onto that.
Oh, no.
No, we can't do WrestleMania 9.
But why can't we?
Because I've always said it has to be either our final show or it has to be our live show. Because it's so important in the whole grand scheme of things.
For a minute when he said, I think we're going to have to add 2 onto that, I thought we were going to do WrestleMania 27 and I was freaking out.
Does that work?
That might actually be, you've gone from one terrible, a 7 I would just about be okay with. But I was like, oh no.
I didn't even consider that.
I would take 9 over 27 any day of the week.
So would I, actually, at this rate, yeah.
I really think we should save 9 for something special.
Okay.
I don't think it's as bad as you think it is.
It is.
I actually started watching it the other night with Kyle, and I was like, kind of going, "We gotta get this," because he quite likes Randy Savage, and I was like, "Here's your best Randy Savage entrance." It's like, being fed grapes. And then he saw, then he was like, "Who's the old man on the camel?"
When he was seeing Randy Savage's entrance, did he not ask what a bestial virgin was? Because that's what Jim Ross described it as he coming down the aisle.
He's had all the talks. Carl. He's had all the talks.
I think he was too busy asking what an El Gigante was.
We'll just go back to Virgin Son, it's easier. Right. So I'm not allowed 9. Oh man, I've gone off the idea of 27 even. Oh, Right.
Come on, Al. Let's pull another show out of the Al Index.
Oh, of course I can. Right. I don't know if I'll just keep doing shit ones.
No.
What did we do before this one again?
The Rumble 2000 before this one.
Oh, no, yeah. Okay, that was all right, wasn't it?
Because we're doing one a month for the last 3 months. It's
I know.
amazing.
Oh.
That's why I've got a nosebleed.
Right, it's got to be WF because it's...
Okay.
Okay.
This is good.
Okay.
And maybe I should just stick with... I've done 10, haven't we? We've done WrestleMania 10.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think, have we done WrestleMania 8? I seem to think we have.
We have. That's the number one pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That's still the best pay-per-view of all time, according to our league table.
17's another one that you want to save for something WrestleMania 17.
Yeah, that's
It's amazing.
well.
That's why.
Yeah, 17's good.
So, part of me thinks, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. Right. We've done the last WCW show today.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to do the first WF show.
Oh. Now, when you say the first WWF show, what do you mean by that, Al? Because
of course. You know what? Yeah, we're going to do that one, Ewan. We're going to do the first WF pay-per-view.
Oh, okay.
Which is the Wrestling Classic from
Yes.
The rest from when?
1985.
1985.
From the Rosemont Horizon.
It's
Wrestling Classic.
Now, the reason why it's called the Wrestling Classic is a one-night tournament.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, actually, I say before King of the Ring. I think there was a King of the Ring that year.
There was one unofficially, but the first one was the year after this. But this is a one-night single elimination tournament, and the winner, I don't remember what they won. What did they win?
A contract?
The Prestige.
That's right. It was for the Prestige because there was an actual WWF title match on the card that was completely separate.
What's the wrestling? Here we go, from the Rosemont, Illinois, the Rosemont Horizon in Chicago. Here we are. Right, so what's this? Oh,
that's some good
16-man tournament dubbed the Wrestling Classic. Right, okay.
Some decent names in there.
Your commentators are Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse Ventura. That bodes well.
This is right in our wheelhouse. Come on.
Oh yeah.
We've got a Hogan versus Piper.
Yep.
A title match.
Actually, Al, this might be. I don't think any match is above 10 minutes.
No, it's very short.
No, it's not actually. And one match goes precisely 9 seconds.
Can't wait for this.
He's on national anthem spot.
Ah.
What happened in that one?
This might actually be.
This looks quite cool, actually.
This looks kind of fun.
Right? I remember reading about this maybe in about 98, 99. I'm like, oh, God, I didn't know this existed. Right?
Yeah.
Went on eBay, found someone who copied the tape from American VHS on it.
Wow.
Sweet.
It's not the best copy in the world, but I remember sitting watching going, oh, this is amazing.
I don't remember this being like the old Coliseum video or anything.
No, but not in England. It wasn't released in England. Like Royal Rumble 88, I did the same for that. I had to get it copied from American, and like I said, it was jumping all over the place. But
can I imagine?
But it was nuts, man. Yeah.
Only way to watch that Rumble, I was like, I'll sit through it. I've still got the tape actually. I was like, I'll sit through it because I want to see it.
Of course he has. Of course he's still got the tape.
Of course he has.
I think I still
what
have
a
the
treat for the next show.
Yeah. Absolutely.
To be fair, it's not. I say it's not even the earliest show we've ever done.
No, it's not. This one might be interesting just from a historical point of view.
I was going to say this might be quite cool. Actually, I'm looking at this. So yeah. All right, this would be quite cool.
It's not going to get massive stars because there's no classic matches.
Well, no, but
it's a one-night little thing. I quite enjoyed it.
It's quite ironic how you've picked this match or this show on the same year that WWE have decided that they wanted to do their own version with the G1 Climax. Unfortunately, with the Cruiserweight division, unfortunately, with a champion who can't get into the country, unfortunately, with people who don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Including one man they fired, and he's still going to come wrestle.
Yeah, I know.
Is that Rockstar? Yeah.
Yep, the Rockstar squad.
That whole thing was that day, like within the people getting like the announcers, people getting like released was like so weird.
It was strange. Although I do hold out hope for the revival showing up in AEW.
Oh yeah, totally.
Have you seen the tag team name that they've
yes
registered themselves?
Yes.
So they're probably going to turn up under that name.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Oh.
Sorry, Al?
What? No, I haven't seen. What's the name?
The Revolt.
Oh, okay.
rather than the Revival.
It's better than the fucking Viking Experience or whatever they came in as.
I was stupid.
Are they still bumping around?
They're still bumping around, but Sarah Logan, who got released last week, is the wife of one of the Viking Experience. And there's all the talk of her coming back. So it's like, I wonder why.
Yeah.
Because you've already employed her husband.
It's just like the because they were just hoovering people up to stop them going to AEW. It's just
That was it, yeah.
But the timing of it is so horrifically bad. It's not even funny.
It's bad when you consider that this company has $500 million in the bank just sitting there.
Yeah.
The XFL, they filed for bankruptcy, so that's that all written off.
They've only played 4 games or 8 games or something, wasn't it?
4 games.
Something like that.
Yeah. Like all the money they saved from the wages of the people they released would pay for the 2 Goldberg matches in Saudi Arabia and WrestleMania.
Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, this is why I don't give this company any attention, my money, or anything, because they don't deserve it because of how they act.
If the WWE Network didn't have all the old stuff on, I would probably stop paying for it. But because it's got all the old stuff on, then I like watching that. And that's the kind of dilemma. I am a bit like...
Which is fine. I get that. I just can't... Personally, I can't bring myself to do it.
That Edge documentary about him coming back is really good.
Yeah.
That's what's so annoying about the company. Like, like Vince will do that kind of stuff, and then like that, the Edge to the Second Mountain is like a really good wrestling documentary.
Can I just say I hated Edge's match at WrestleMania.
Everyone did.
Yeah.
Well, by the fact it went on for 45 minutes.
Second longest match in WrestleMania history.
That's ridiculous.
Yep.
Oh, I was going to say what's the first, but now I remembered. Yeah.
It was no Firefly Funhouse.
No.
It would have been good if it had about 15 minutes cut out of it or something. I have no idea why they thought that was a good idea to go that long.
Because they had to fill time.
They had to fill the time because they went over 2 nights. It's ridiculous.
I hope that's not a permanent thing they're planning to do.
Yeah, I know.
If it did 2 hours each night...
They'll never do that, Phil.
No, but that would make sense. You know what I mean? Because it's it's like ends up being like a 5-hour show with a pre-show and everything on one night.
4 hours each night was too much, and then
cutting it like 3 hours per night.
Yeah,
2.5, 3 hours would make sense, but it's just going to blow out to being like 4 hours each night, and then it's just it's too much.
WWE WrestleMania is no New Japan Wrestle Kingdom.
No.
Or indeed Shug's House Party.
There you go. Absolutely.
So
wow. What a way to finish.
I know. It's we're living in a very strange world at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I appreciated the everybody coming out for the Conquista clap on Thursday. That was nice.
It was good. Yeah, it was good to hear. Yeah. Amazing.
What a response from our fans.
You mean Kevin?
Yes. Yeah. Thanks, Kev.
Thanks, Kev. Appreciate it. Checks in the bill.
Thanks for the Conquista clap.
No, but Derek as well. Derek listens as well.
Oh, Derek, that's true. Yeah, Derek as well. We can't forget Derek.
As well. We can't forget Derek.
So next time, the WWF Wrestling Classic.
Yeah.
Yay! I'm looking forward to this one actually.
Oh, good.
And you can
in all seriousness,
follow us on Instagram now as well.
Yes.
But I think Phil's in charge of the Instagram account.
Mm-hmm.
Are we both in charge of the Twitter account?
Everyone's got the password, so we can just go nuts.
Yeah, the Twitter account's locked into my phone, so it kind of buzzes on my phone whenever anything comes up on it. So I've just been answering back.
I'm in charge of the Carrier Pigeon account.
Yes, I'll look after pigeons.
I'll look after catering.
Yes. So if you want to get in touch with the Conquistadores via the natural method of pigeon, then Alan is your man.
If you have any lasagna opinions, then through to Alan via Carrier Pigeon.
I thought for a minute when he was getting lasagna at the start it was going to be Findus, but nope, it's not. It's just Alan.
Does Findus still exist?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember the old red boxes for Findus. I'm showing my age now, but I remember the old red style of box.
Yeah, they still sell crispy pancakes.
I had one of those recently. They're pretty good.
Yeah, you can't knock up a crispy pancake.
You know what I was thinking about? I wish Twizzlers was still a thing. Damn you, Jamie Oliver.
Yeah, they were nice.
They were nice. They were like, God knows what was in them.
That was still nice.
What?
Turkey drumsticks.
I had those last week.
Yeah.
I had turkey dinosaurs last week. It was
a weird
great.
plastic packet.
Oh, turkey dinosaurs, man.
Yeah, Bernard Matthews, turkey dinosaurs.
I feel to finish the episode with a 30-second highlight package.
Should I do that?
I'm just Al going, I've got my lasagna.
I'll do that over the music now. I'll cut together like a closing montage of the.
Here's what happened in tonight's Conquistabores. Here's what went down. We'll be bought out by someone bigger tomorrow.
We'll get bought out by the Wrestling Daft podcast or something. I don't know.
If you Bam Bam Bigelow against Sean Stasiak, you got it on Nitro and you got it on Thunder.
Of course we did.
That's
wow.
So nice to have it 3 times in 1 week.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
What a way to finish.
Yeah, I'd imagine in the actual podcast you would play the outro music underneath all this, yeah?
Yeah, we've been playing for about a good 5 minutes on the loop, I think.
You probably, yeah.
Yes, just like that.
It's almost like I'll just save you the job.
They're going to Bangtown.